Hi, and welcome to this episode of The Forge. Sometimes when you're making a live studio audience production, cables get pulled out of the computer. Dogs, they bark. Children cry when they see the host. Things happen. Well, unfortunately, in this episode, we had a little incident and things didn't work out quite the way we planned it. But no fear, we're going to bring you the rest of the Forge episode. Unfortunately, we lost about the first 3 minutes. We apologize for this, but we hope you understand. So we're going to go now to The Forge. So I don't want to take away from your potential business model here, but we have a lot of people in our audience who are newer to screencasting. They're still learning, and the likelihood they're going to be doing stuff, whether it's for their own business or for the company they work for or for their students. What would you say are the top 3 things that someone who's new to it that they need to know about screencasting before they start and really make lots of videos?
Well, I think to know the product well, because I think if you're you're doing it screencast and you're trying to explain something, to be able to do that very spontaneously and to do it in a really sort of that you're familiar with the product and you're confident and you can teach it well. It is really, really important to actually look, to know the product that you're going to do the videos on, to know it really, really well. I think that's absolutely vital.
So 1, know your content, whether it's a software or whatever, chemistry or whatever you're going to teach.
I think also to be really engaging. So in other words, as I'm doing the screen task, to sort of make sure that I'm combining both speaking at the same time with plenty of movement on the screen. Always try to make sure that I link the two together, so or explain it first before I do it. So always make sure that the audio is probably just in front of what I'm actually doing, rather than the other way around. I think that's really, really important.
I think that's a really great tip. Why? But why? Why should I have my explanation then my motion?
Just because I think it's easier for the users to follow that. If they hear you explaining something and then they see you actually do it, I think that works better than if they're kind of you're sort of behind with the audio and you're running around doing things on the screen and your audio actually ends up becoming behind the capture. The activity you're doing. So I think it's really, really important that you do the speaking part is before you actually do the actions on the screen itself. I think that's really, really important.
Very cool. So you said you do lots of types of tutorials, lots of different products. Do you have one, because we'll get a link up on our website. We'll link out to your site. Is there 1 or 2 that you'd say, go check these out? These are the ones I'm really, I'd love to show off because it's a really good example of you and what you've been able to do.
Well, really, it's another way that I use screen capture that's the interesting thing, because I've done a lot of work of using screen capture for providing feedback to students. So that is when a student sends their work to me, I open it up onto the screen and I turn on screen capture, record myself correcting the student's work and then sending back the video. I think that's a really, really sort of different use of screen capture, and it's a real innovation and something that in the UK particularly is really popular.
So let's talk about that, because that is a really interesting use of screen capture. I can imagine being a student, getting this feedback. How do your students respond when they hear your voice and see the feedback right there, rather than paper marked up in red ink?
I mean, the response has been incredible, absolutely incredible, because if you imagine you're my student, so you've sent me your essay and I open it up onto the screen and I provide you with feedback on it, marking the different areas of the screen. When you're receiving that, you're literally seeing me live, giving you feedback, and I think the students absolutely love it. They really do.
That is fantastic. Hopefully, you guys will be able to go out there and try this out. Russell, what is your website?
It's teachertrainingvideos.com.
Teachertrainingvideos.com. Russell, we want to thank you for coming all this way to be at Screencast Camp, visit TechSmith, and to be with us on The Forge. Again, go out to Russell's website, see some examples of what he's doing. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a second.
Okay, I'm Shaun Hedgepeth. I teach at Oak Grove High School in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and I teach upper level mathematics. When I taught middle school, first day of class I'd say, okay, how many of you hate math? And like 80% of the hands would go up, I hate it. And by the end of the year, I would say, all right, now how many of you hate math now? And nobody would ever raise their hand. They may not love it like I do. They're not as big of nerds as I am, but they could find something about it that they were good at, that they were confident in. The kids have got so much going on. I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't realize now is what the kids are involved with. They have basketball, football, track, jobs, band, babysitting, brothers, sisters. They've got all this stuff going on, and they would be with me, you know, when I was teaching, and everything was fine and everything was going okay. But then they would get home and there was just this brain flush and everything was gone. When they would get back to class the next day, I would say, okay, do y'all have any questions about homework last night? Hedge, I totally forgot how to do it when I got home. Can't remember anything. Now, you know, if they've forgotten how to do it, or they get to the point where they get home and they can't remember how to do it, all they have to do is they go home and they look on the website, and there are all the videos that we did in Jane that day. They're organized by topic. They can go, oh, that's how you did it. They can click on any topic that we've covered. They've either got a video of me doing it, which is usually not as fun, or a video of another student doing it, and it kickstarts that, oh yeah, that's how you do it. I'm Shaun Hedgepeth. I'm a mathematics teacher. I am a total nerd. I am a music fanatic, and I absolutely love Gene. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Oh, I forgot to say I'm a great mom.
All right, we're back with the Forge. We've got an awesome experience. We hope this works out really well. We're going to play a game called Screencast Champ. So we got some volunteers from Screencast Camp. We're going to put their knowledge to the test. So we've got our first two contestants. I've got a question in my hand. I'm going to read the question. You're each going to take a turn in 30 seconds or less to answer the question with the best opinion you got. Then our live studio audience, I know it's pretty cool, is going to tell us which one of you guys gets to stay up here at the very end. We're going to have a Screencast Champ of Screencast Camp. All right, you guys ready? This is Richard and Eric. So Richard and Eric, they've been great participants in the camp today. So first question. 3 things you should never use a screencast for. Richard, you're first.
Static pictures. Number 2, anything illegal, immoral. Get-rich-quick schemes.
All right. That's 3?
Okay. Lecture. Anything we're trying to get rid of. Yeah, I guess I would go with the illegal stuff. And I don't know, I'm drawing a blank.
That's okay. So, studio audience, who should be our Screencast Champ of the first round? A or B? A? B. A. Richard stays in the hot seat. Next contestant, come on up. We're going to have our intern bring out Richard's special gear. Will you bring out the shield, please? The shield of Screencast Camp. So, Richard, if you can continue to hold our microphone.
Okay.
Just come on camera. Just here we go. This is Ryan, our intern. He gets the hold on to the first part of the Screencast Champ. His shield of power. Okay, now, Richard, because you went first last time, you're going second this time, okay? And who do we have here?
Christine.
Christine, awesome. So your next question. The Comic Sans of transitions. Which transition effect do you wish had never, ever been made?
Which transition effect had never been made?
Think about like PowerPoint or in Camtasia or anywhere transitions you've seen.
Well, they're all pretty cheesy. But maybe the one I dislike is the one that swirls into like psychedelic hood there.
Swirling psychedelic transition.
Yeah, I'm not
Perfect.
fond of that one.
Perfect. Richard.
I dislike when in one slide they have multiple transitions coming from the left, from the right, from the top, and the bottom, all in the same slide.
All right, audience, is it A or B? A? B. Our A is our winner. Awesome. Thank you, Richard. Hand off your shield of faith, power, and don't worry. He has a chance. He can still win. He can still win. Okay, next contestant, come on up. We've got Dale coming up here. So, Dale, you get to take the first crack of the question. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, sound effects, not music, just to be clear. Should they be used in screencast? Yay or nay, and a quick why.
So
think sound effects.
Sound effects. The stock ones, I would say nay. But if you have some custom ones, like a cowbell, you know,
More cowbell!
need more cowbell.
That's
I would
cheap
say,
going
yeah,
for the
maybe.
Cowbell. Cowbell
right.
always wins.
All right, well, sound effects, J or nay, and why? What's your reason? Because reasoning should play into your decision, audience.
I say yes, because I think sound effects add a lot of humor. They add just that extra bit of punctuation. And yeah, I think that without going overboard, you can really do a lot with a quick sound effect. And there's so many out there. So
Awesome. You guys ready? So A or B? A? Cowbell gets a good response.
Yeah.
B? Oh, overwhelming. All right, hey, Ryan, can you bring out the axe? All right, our next contestant's coming up. And this is Trisha. If you'll hold the microphone. All right. Okay, now I want you guys, this question, if you need an explanation, I will clarify, but so listen carefully, okay? And Trisha, you're going first.
okay.
Talking heads. So think about talking heads in terms of video. Burning down the house or the same as it ever was. So our translation is picture-in-picture, good idea, or old news. So burning down the house or same as it ever was. Trisha.
I think I would have to say that it's a really good idea, and I don't know which of those two choices would say it's a fabulous idea. But if you have something, and I'm just thinking from a teacher's perspective, if you have something like a definition that might be hard, you could, pause the one and jump to the other to get a quick explanation, and maybe not overkill on it, but definitely maybe a quick extra, 15-second video would be a really good way to make things a little bit easier.
Awesome.
Okay, shall I sing Burning Down the House?
You bet.
I say Burning Down the House. Again, used in moderation, I think it can be a really interesting way to jazz things up. Like you said, it can help clarify a point. So I would say Burning Down the House, picture in picture.
Okay, very similar answers. This is going to be tough. A or B? A? B? All right, I'm sorry, you have to give up your shield and axe.
You were a worthy opponent.
Thank you.
All right. I believe this may be our last contestant, so hang on, folks. You guys aren't quite out of the woods yet, so if you hold the microphone for us. Okay, what was your name again?
Amanda.
Amanda from Jackson, Michigan.
Woo!
Woo! Go Vikings, right? Okay, is it possible, you go first, Amanda. Is it possible to make a quality video using a built-in microphone? If so, how and why?
Well, I would say that would depend too on your computer, but a lot of microphones you can do quality videos with the ones built in your computer, but the external ones are kind of better, a little bit better quality that I learned from Anton.
Nice plug, nice plug.
I would say I actually agree with her too. I would say it's easier to do it with an external microphone, but it can be done using different programs, Audacity, different features in Camtasia where you can take out background noise, or I think I heard today a 10-second clip to make sure your background noise is pretty minimal so that you have that taken out.
All right, let's see. We got A and B. A? Yeah. B? Oh!
Nice job.
Real quick, all of our contestants come up here, real quick crowd in here, and I need Ryan, the helmet of glory. Come on back here, come back here, come back here. Give it to me, give it to me. Okay, audience. We've had all great contestants. We're gonna go from Dale over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I need to hear you. Who should be the ultimate champ of Screencast Champ? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. 1. Okay, now get out of here. Get out of here. Richard, 2. Pretty good, pretty good. Eric. Christine. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's go, Trisha. And I'm terrible with names. Amanda? Amanda, woo! Wait. So Trisha? Amanda? Jess, do you have a final call? You want to?
Sorry, Trisha.
Trisha wins the helmet of glory! Screencast Champ! We want to thank all of our participants of Screencast Champ. They're they're so awesome for coming up here. We're going to cut to a quick break, and we'll be back in just a minute. Woo! Woo! Oh, hey, new guy.
Hey. Hey, new guy. Hey.
Hey, you know all that's free, right?
Wow, catered lunch on Fridays, not having to work on your birthday, and free soda. Why haven't I worked here my whole life?
Well, it hasn't always been this way. Sure, our benefits are great now, but not every idea is a winner right off the bat. For every free massage day, we also have other failed initiatives like surprise free tetanus shot day.
Okay, so that takes care of venue. Next up, presenters. How are we going to go about getting people to present at our developer conference?
I guess we could start by sending some...
Ow! Oh, man. I'm sorry, Scott, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying that we could start by sending out some emails. I'll be the one that just takes care of that, though.
I still maintain it would have been a big hit if we had gone with licensed professionals, though.
Yeah, but then we really wouldn't have had anything left in the budget to buy trophies for the Sales versus Marketing Bare-Knuckle Boxing Challenge.
They're mocking you. Think you're a chump. Focus. Sales does not lose to marketing. Let's do this. Let's do this!
Do I really have to do this? It's my first day. If you want to come back for your second day, you'll get out there and represent the marketing department.
All right, we are back with Betsy Weber. We got Battle Sporks. There will be no deaths from Spork tonight, but we are here to round up Screencast Camp. We've had an amazing weekend so far. It still goes tomorrow. But I thought we'd have Betsy Weber come on and talk to us a little bit about some of the things that have happened and what is even Screencast Camp?
Sure, we've been talking about it all night, but what is it? So Screencast Camp is simply a group of screencasters and any skill level, new, experts, coming together for a weekend at an unconference. The attendees set the schedule. They came here not knowing what we were even really going to talk about other than screencasting in general. So we had people from all over the country, all over the world come here, from New York City, from Philadelphia, from St. Louis, from Michigan, yes, all over, even from the UK, and it's up to them to set the schedule. So we put up a big board. They put the sessions they wanted to learn from and lead and teach, and it's all been about sharing. We've had s'mores. We have bandanas, because you need bandanas to camp, right? A couple of us even camped outside. I camped outside.
I camped in an office, which was a bad idea.
Weak. Some of us tough people camped outside. So, yeah, there's been beer, there's been campfires, we've had some nerd crafts. We've been making these little bristle bots, made out of toothbrushes and LEDs, nerd crafts.
Absolutely. We had our MakerBot going over in one of our other buildings. It's been printing off things all day.
But a lot of sharing. So some of the sessions that we heard from today, we had one about the flipped classroom. Dan Spencer led that. So it was all about doing screencasts and so much more. We had the screencast commandments, the 10 commandments of screencasting.
Thou shalt not eat with a giant spork. I believe that was number 11.
I think so. I think so. We had the creative process of screencasting and demystifying that. And we talked about student generating screencasts, getting the students doing it, as well as, not just the people up in front of the room, but how to get your students to do that, how to revolutionize your feedback with screencasting, and how to get more engaging screencasts. And if you can't attend Screencast Camp, that's too bad, because we're having a lot of fun, but we are recording some of these sessions. It's all about sharing, so we'll post these later, and you can tune in live as well.
I think that one of the things that has impressed me most is we've had several sessions where people said, I'm not an expert in this. I don't know enough to be able to talk about it. but they held conversations and they got people together that then they could, even if no one was really the expert, we could there was lots of ideas being shared. It's been really great to see and hear those people come together. And really we're creating a community, and that's what we want to see.
So it's all about getting the smart people in the room. You might not have the answers, but we get to talk it out and brainstorm about it. So this is at TechSmith headquarters in Okemos, Michigan. We donated the space and food and resources, but everybody here is responsible for all the great content. And if you're interested in doing another one in your city, email me. This is our first one. These people are making history. We've learned a lot. It's been a great experimentation. And let us know if you want us to come see you.
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about Screencast Camp, there is screencastcamp.com. You can check that out. Come out to the Visual Lounge. I'm sure we'll be posting content over the course of the next couple weeks.
I'll bring the giant spork on the road. I'll bring s'mores.
Yeah,
I'll bring Matt Pierce.
Fantastic. So we're going to make a quick transition here. Betsy, sit right here. Anton, why don't you come on in? Long have you probably maybe heard of Anton, but Anton, come right back here for now. Anton is our EU evangelist. He doesn't get over here to the States very often, and so we brought him over for Screencast Camp. He's an awesome addition. And normally Betsy Weber or Dave McComb do our Screencast of the Month, but we're going to do a quick transition, and Anton is going to bring you our Screencast of the Month. So, Anton, welcome to the USA! Woo!
I'm gonna pass the spork to you as well as the microphone.
So quick mic change. It takes a little bit of time. So Anton, Anton has a long history. Anton is probably one of the longer employees at TechSmith. Started off as an intern, went from an intern to he was one of our instructional specialists, created a lot, behind the scenes, a lot of our tutorial video content. Even though you heard someone else's voice, he was the mastermind making it beautiful and awesome and giving us crazy critical feedback to make it better for you guys. And then he became our EU evangelist. I feel like a little bit like I grew up with him here at TechSmith. So, Anton, welcome. We're so glad to have you on the Forge.
I'm going to get rid of this book. I feel a little awkward with it.
Yeah,
But I do want to shake your hand. It's great to be back in Michigan. Thanks for having me.
So, Anton, you have a unique perspective. You get to travel around Europe and meet a lot of people are using screencasters. And, my perception could easily be, oh, it's different there. But it's probably not really that different than what we're doing here. But just maybe seeing some different content, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Matt. So the screencasting scene in Europe is very well alive. There's a lot of people creating lots of great content. And the basic rules for creating a screencast still apply. Make sure your audio is good. Make sure you plan your content carefully. And overall, have a lot of fun while doing it. So I brought with me 2 screencasts by a fellow screencaster and by now almost a friend. His name is Andreas Zeitler. He lives in Germany. And I want to show you 2 little clips and tell you why I think his screencasts are one of the best in Germany.
All right, let's cue that up.
All right, so I really like this screencast about a search engine Devon agent that he did because it seems like a really well-polished screencast. It starts with an animated transition, which is much better than an animated slide. He uses zooms quite carefully to focus on the important parts on the screen. Then, when it comes to the search results, he brings up this call-out to show this is important. This is what makes the search engine stand out from all the other ones. And then overall, the general pace of the screencast, his mouse movements, are slow enough for everyone to follow. I really get the impression that this screencast, he wants you to learn. He doesn't rush you through the content, but he takes his time to make sure you really understand the benefits of the search engine, which was, of course, the point of the screencast.
Great. And so, did we see both clips, or that we got the?
That was the first one.
Okay, so we want to make sure it's. I love that it's slow enough that you can understand, because oftentimes I feel like I got to get through this. I'm going fast. So that's a great tip. I think everyone can take that away.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the second one. And I do really like this one. So this one is a little bit more casual in its approach. In the way that, what I like about it is that he has an introduction sequence. It's this little 20-second introduction that he plays in front of all of his screencasts. But what makes it exceptional is that rather than relying on fancy After Effects and bells and whistles, he just shows sped up little clips of screencasts. So it's an introduction to the general theme of his Mac OS X screencast. But while watching the intro, you already know He's really good at screencasting. He talks about all kinds of topics from Facebook to different applications. It gives you kind of, it looks really professional, but he stays on topic by including or almost exclusively just screencasts in that introduction. I think that's very exceptional. And then right after the introduction, he always greets his audience with a picture-in-picture audio. So that kind of goes back to the quiz we were having earlier. Is it burning down the house, or is it still cool to do? Well, after seeing his screencast, I would say it's still cool to do because he really adds a personal touch to the screencast. He doesn't spend a lot of time on it. It's just 10 seconds saying, hey, today we're going to talk about, you see him, he blends in a little bit on the bottom, the topic they're going to be talking about, and within 5 to 10 seconds, he's off the screen, and the actual screencast starts. But you do know, you get a face, you know who's talking to you, and I think it's just a really great example of using picture-in-picture in a video, and that's why I chose his screencasts for today's episode of The Forge.
Awesome. We'll make sure there's links out there so you guys can go check those out on your own and see more than what we've been able to show here. So Anton, thanks again for coming all the way from Berlin. I'm sure we'll see what we can work out. So we're going to cut to another quick commercial, and then we'll be right back.
That app. You can write, draw, and record right from your iPad. Include a background image and annotate over it. Once you've made your recording, send it off to screenchomp.com or share it with friends on Facebook. ScreenChomp. Teach, train, and share. Now available as a free download on iTunes. ScreenChomp away.
All right, we're going to wrap things up here. Again, if you've been following us on Twitter, hashtag tscforge. Also, you can email us at theforge@techsmith.com. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear your questions. We want to know more what you want to see on The Forge and what you'd like us to talk about. We'll be back in September, the second Thursday of the month. I believe that is September 8th. We're going to have a great show for you. Got a big announcement for you that we're going to talk about. It'll be fantastic. And so thanks for watching, everybody. Let's cut out live. What are we going to? We're going to cut out here. Let's end. We're going to end it. Darn it! Just get done with it. Thanks everybody for watching.